Automatic true Jamaican responses. Pam, 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 pam. Just like gone on YouTube, figure your brain some new food. Hello people, and welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time on the channel, a special welcome to you. I ask that you check out the rest of my videos. If you like what you see, give them a thumbs up, leave a comment, but more than anything, I'm asking that you subscribe to the channel. Today we're going to be discussing the controversial gesture that was performed by an athlete in Jamaica, Antonio Watson. It's all over social media, and I describe it as controversial because there's a lot of nays and there's a lot of yays, and obviously I'm going to be discussing what side I'm on. So first of all, let me say celebration gestures is one of those things that make sports and sports competition more fun. Sports on a whole is supposed to be fun. As competitive as it is supposed to be fun. And over the years, there's been a lot of sports gestures worldwide that have got some sportsmen and women in trouble, and some has just been controversial topic like, should this be allowed or should this be penalized? So, in my opinion, it has been taking the fun out of sports. So when I saw that Antonio Watson's gesture became such a controversial, there's a part of me that was not really surprised, and there's a part of me that just thought, here we go again. Jamaica is joining the bandwagon of the world. And when I say that, what I mean is this. Jamaica is a unique country in itself, and there's certain things that are only unique to Jamaica. For example, some of our profane words that are used in Jamaica and deemed to be offensive, if we used it anywhere else in the world, it will just sound like gibberish. No one would take offense, and they will be more inquisitive to find out what is it, what did you say, what do you mean? So there are things like that that are unique to Jamaica. Just like this gesture, the gun and gesture. The gun and gesture, as much as it is a worldwide gesture and everybody kind of know what it represents, it kind of made its way into the Jamaican dancehall culture to be our gesture of approval. When you see a Jamaican does this in a dancehall, especially if it's a new lyrics that they're hearing or a new song or one of their favorite songs, it's just one of those things you see Jamaicans go bam, 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 bam. That's just our way of saying we approve, we like it. That is fire in itself. However, I can see in other countries where people may just dislike the gesture because of the temperature of the country or what's going on in the country. My thing is, Jamaica has always been renowned as a violent country. But in the 80s, when I was growing up in Jamaica, as violent as it was, guns were not as prominent in Jamaica. But the gun finger has always been prominent. As the years go by, Jamaica embraced more of a gun culture like the United States of America. For example, now we have the FLA, Firearm Licensing Agency, I believe. Before that, we didn't have the FLA. Only businessmen were allowed to have guns when I was a child in Jamaica. Today, everybody and their mama can have a gun in Jamaica. Sounds familiar? Yeah, sounds just like the United States of America. And that's what Jamaica's always been about, which I resent. Jamaica's always holding on to the back of the USA shirt like we want to be like them, even though we are rich in our uniqueness as is. So if it's not clear yet, let me just declare it. The gun gesture from Antonio Watson, in my opinion, is harmless. It is a celebratory move. It is a celebratory action. It was just his way of expressing himself and expressing his happiness and his victory in true Jamaican style. Because like I say, when it comes to Jamaican dancehall is where you mostly see the gun gesture. I mean, I believe it is Mr. Vegas that have a song that says, let me see your hand out of the air, whatever. At the same time, as much as handing at the air means just put your hand up, 90% of Jamaicans is going to be putting up the gun finger because it is kind of like an applaud. It's kind of like a win, a celebration. Let me see your hand in the air. If you never get a slam for your bus fare. So females would be the gun finger. At the same time, I'm not saying putting up all 5 fingers with your hand would be any different or less validated. But what I'm saying, Antonio Watson's celebratory move of the gun finger, harmless in my opinion. Especially that he's in track and field. I find it to be ridiculous because he's in track and field. And the reason why I find it ridiculous that they're making a big deal out of it and he's in track and field is because worldwide, 90% of track and field event starts with a starter gun. So there is actually a gun in the event of track and field. It is a starter gun. It's an armless gun. It's just a gun that makes a sound and tells the athletes it's time to move. It's time to run. That being a fact makes me find the whole criticism and almost crucifixion of this athlete ridiculous because, like I say, if you're going to have a problem with Antonio Watson's gun and gesture in track and field, then maybe you should send a memo around the world and says from now we don't want any gun or pistol or anything that resembles a gun or pistol in the sporting event of track and field. So that means no more starter gun. No more of these guns that bust blank or make a sound of explosion. We have to find a whistle or some other indication to let the athletes know it's time to run. So that's my take on it. Again, Jamaica is making a big deal. Not all Jamaicans. From what I've read, I see that it's a 50-50. And I just thought, let me add my 2 pieces and let you guys know that I'm in full support of his gesture. Because it's harmless. It's not killing anyone. And I'd be lying if I sit here and says in my lifetime, I've never made the gun gesture. I've made the gun gesture several times. Even here at home, I might be listening to some music on the weekend and I might like that song because it's the first time I'm hearing that particular Jamaican song. And my automatic true Jamaican response is, pam, 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 pam. It's just one of those things. Do I intend to kill someone? No. Do I intend to harm anyone? No. Am I into pro-guns? No. That gesture was just embedded in me as a celebratory reaction ever since I was a child. Growing up in Jamaica, if we're at a dance or at a party, it's usually beat down the fence, which usually annoys some neighbor, or bust a blank. And busting a blank it's our thing. It's our Jamaican thing. So again, let me say, if Antonio Watson was on an international platform and make that gesture where the international audience cannot relate or find it offensive, maybe I wouldn't be so affirmative on his action. But this was done in Jamaica. This was at home at Boys Champs. And according to Antonio Watson, he was like, well, no one is there. So the Champs is kind of like virtual. So added entertainment was to, make the gesture, to bring some vibe through the screen of the audience, through the screen to the audience. And I can see that, but I'm not even using that as a defense, because I'm saying whether it was virtual track and field or the audience was physically there, I can't really see the harm in it from a Jamaican point of view. From a Jamaica culture's point of view, I cannot see any harm in it. Because like I say, I'm aware of celebratory gestures. Some are harmless and some are blatantly offensive. Let me just show you 20 celebratory gestures that I captured from the internet. Some you're familiar with, some you'll see no problem with, and some you may find seriously offensive. So let me get it.
Are you listening? Damn. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, people, like I say, this whole debate is controversial, meaning some people agree and some people disagree. And this is what my channel is all about. So I'm just here to establish that I support the gesture. I also support his apology if it's part of the rules and regulation. You don't want to get kicked out of your athletic career just because you refuse to apologize. So if the committee required an apology, it's okay to apologize and stay within the sport. But at the same time, to Jamaica and the Jamaica Sports Federation, or whoever is in charge of the Jamaica Sporting Federation, I'm kind of iffy at the moment because, like I say, Jamaica's culture is being watered down, and it's not everything about our culture is negative. There's one way that we behave at home, and there's another way that we behave abroad. Jamaica has real crime issues. Jamaica has real gun issues. So yeah, considering that we have real crime issues and real gun issues, it is crazy to even think that eventually one can be arrested and charged for a gun finger gesture in Jamaica, because the way it sounds is kind of like that's the direction it's going in. But anyway, that's my view on it. I didn't see anything wrong with it. I just thought he was doing what most sports people have done over the years. I mean, I asked myself, what do they want? Do they want him to win and just pop out a Bible? And maybe that would please some people. As much as that would probably please some people, I could also see where that would be offensive to some people, because that's the world that we're living in. We're just ridiculous. Anyway, people, let me know what you think of this video. As you know, on this channel, I appreciate thumbs up and thumbs down, agreement and disagreement, because at the end of the day, people, each one teach one. You've reached the end of my video, and that in itself is a support that I truly appreciate. Other ways that you can support this channel is by giving this video a thumbs up. But the most important way to support my channel is to hit that subscribe button so you do not miss out on any of my future uploads. The third way to support this channel is to go to my Teespring account and purchase in any of my merch. And the fourth way that you can support this channel is joining me on Patreon to give me a contribution to help me to do what I do here on YouTube. Once again, I want to thank all of you guys for checking out my video, and ask that you continue to join me, ENT Sabas, here on YouTube to see where my journey takes me. Until next time, peace.